Now we are discussing about agricultural concepts. In that today we are discussing about maize farming. Maize is sown in rows. Sown means SOWN, sown in rows, 6 to 75 cm apart, whereas the plants in the row are spaced at 20 to 25 cm, that means centimeters. A population of 60 to 75,000 plants are per hectare at harvest are required for obtaining the optimum yield. Sowing in rows is generally done with a drill or by dropping the seed behind the plough. Next point is, how long does it take for maize to grow? 100 to 120 days. Generally, most maize variants have a life cycle of 100 to 120 days from planting to harvest. However, the exact time of harvest is greatly affected by environmental and other factors like the product end use. The moisture content level in the grains is the main indicator for defining the harvesting moment. Next point is, how much does maize yield per acre? Maize crop yield is around 21 quintal per section of land. Next point is, how many times is 21 quintal means QTL, around 21 QTL per second of land. And next point is, how many times is maize planted in a year. Maize can be grown as a single crop in a year of 2 to 3 crops in the same year, because both short and long duration varieties of the crops are available. In areas where maize is grown as a mixed crop, crops that are of short variety are grown between the tall maize plants. And next point is, what is the best month to plant maize? Managing high yielding maize varieties. It is the savanna ecology of northern zones. Farmers should plant maize in late May to June. They also recommend that farmers should plant a minimum of 20,000 seeds per acre and 50,000 per hectare at 75% cm space, 70 cm space between rows and 25 cm between space between seeds on the same row. Next point is, what is the lifespan of maize? Seed longevity of maize conserved under germ plasm bank conditions for up to 60 years. Next point is, how many 60 kg bags of maize per acre? A soil that is rich in nutrients and very healthy can produce more than 20 bags of maize per acre. A poor soil can produce as low as 1 bag of maize per acre. You should do a soil test before you start your maize farming venture. Next point is, how many kgs of fertilizer per acre of maize? Maize fertilizer requires per acre. The amount fertilizer required is best calculated by multiplying the target yield in tons per hectare by 20-25 kg for a 30 bag per acre crop. This is 160 kg of nitrogen. Next point is, how many seeds are in 1 kg of maize? Bokashi, bran corn seeds, 1 kg seed, 1000 per packet. Next point is, which crop gives most profit? What's the 5 most profitable crops that you can grow in 1 acre land for a huge profit? Saffron is the most expensive crop in the world. Mushrooms, easy to grow. This cash crop is probably the first one to pop up in your mind when you think of small scale farm ideas. Microgreens. lavender, goji berries. Next point is, does maize require fertilizer? Fertilizer application is widespread and is required to increase maize production. The most commonly used fertilizer is NPK 15-15-15, the suitability of which is most debated for maize. And the next point is, how many times can I harvest maize a year? 2 to 3 times a year. Maize farming is now cultivated throughout the year because of irrigation system. The optimum planting date is between mid-March and May. How many times is maize planted in a year? You can grow 2 to 3 times a year because both short and long duration varieties of crops are available. Next point is, how many months will maize usually be ready to harvest? Harvesting is done in the first 2.5 months of dry season, while marketing can be extended throughout the dry season. Maize performs best on soils which are deep, loamy, fine structured, well aerated, good drainage with adequate amount of organic matter and well supplied with nutrients. How many times is maize weeded? 2 weedings between the second and the seventh week after germination are often adequate for maize depending on the agro-eco zone. This is should be first weeding at 2 to 3 weeks, second one at 6 to 7 weeks after emergence. And next point is, does maize grow all year round? Maize can be drilled from early April through to June depending on variety, and as long as the soil temperature is constantly above 80 degrees C. Harvest generally starts from mid-September and can run until early November with a dry matter between 30 to 35% depending on maturity of that crop. Next point is potash good for maize? Potash is the nutrient required in the greatest amount of maize. The average 50th hectare, 50 tons of hectare crop takes up around 360 kg per hectare K20 by early August. The demand for potash is particularly large in the period of rapid growth, and the crop needs to take about 6 kg per hectare K20 per day. Next point is, what are the problems faced by maize farmers? Environmental conditions such as soil moisture, timely rainfall, waterlogged soils, nutrient deficiencies, weed pressures, plant diseases, and pests are often reasons why the crop's genetic potential is not reached. And next point is, what are the 3 risks of a farmer who grows maize? These risks included biological risks such as insects, pests, and diseases, climatic risks such as droughts and floods, the price risks such as uncertainties in input and output prices, and financial risks such as unavailability of timely credit and fluctuations in interest rate, etc. And next point is, what are the 4 challenges a maize farmer would face? Various challenges face maize production in Kenya, among them high production cost, fluctuating prices, prolonged droughts, flooding of the local market with cheap maize, poor maize handling and storage, and infestation by pests and diseases. And next point is, how do I become a successful maize farmer? Simple techniques to increase maize yield for higher profits. Pick a high yield maize variety. Maize seeds come in different varieties possessing various qualities. Apply appropriate seed quantity per area. Keep the field free of weeds. Application of fertilizers. Plant timing. Make use of crop rotation. This is the information regarding maize farming. It will be useful. So, my video will give a fundamental idea about maize farming. By this, the farmers can manage something and they can plant something, it will be useful to them to maize farming. Wishing you all the best.